I just told Dave Aiken I miss Betty White. I'm sitting here just missing Betty White. I've watched so much Golden Girls lately.
Yeah.
They're airing that a lot on Hallmark.
Do you watch with family or solo?
My wife and I, well, both, but my wife and I have been watching.
Does she have the same affection as you?
Not as much.
Or she didn't grow up a young, confused male.
No.
I guess.
I love Miss Betty White.
Never watched it on the regular, but I have seen, I don't know, some network way up on the high channels is carrying it all the time.
Oh, yes.
For her birthday or whatever.
Yes.
And their acting, I watched like part of one of them. Their acting carried that writing. That writing is horrible.
No, you're wrong on that.
Oh, no, the writing in that show is awful.
No, the first 2 seasons, the writing is fantastic. After that, it's going to go downhill.
I want to know what season this was.
You should stream the first season of that show. It is really well written, and the lines are really good. Now, the acting always
They deliver
the lines
good.
They deliver all the lines really well. The problem with that show to me is after I believe all the writers quit after the 4th season. They got all new writers, so it changed. You can tell it's changed some, and it is the same joke every show because they're their own the characters. It's good character development, but like Rose or Rue McClanahan's character is always going to have some slutty line. It's always about sex with her, always. So you kind of know what line is coming. But now the first season or so, spot on.
All right, well,
season and a half. First season and a half, spot on. Now, what Dave told me, and he likes to get me revved up on that Golden Girls. He's the second time you've said that now. How bad that writing is. That's just not true. No, you revved me up. You're trying to wind me up.
Not that first year.
No, you're trying to wind me up.
Take it back.
The first year and a half.
Well,
Why did the writers quit en masse?
The first year. I think they fired him. I don't remember. I remember hearing that after the show,
not a good sign.
Show was on 7 seasons, and I think 4 in they lost writers. I don't know why, and they hired new ones and sort of revitalized the show. But it is a little different once the second set of writers come in. Nonetheless, he tries to wind me up. He knows how much.
I'm not trying to wind you up.
You know.
Betty White said that she thinks it ended a season too early. That she says, I think I had one more season.
Season in it.
Yeah, but they didn't have all 4 of them.
B. Arthur wanted to go.
She quit.
She's the one that she wanted to quit a season or 2 before she did. She never wanted to do it. Did you know that about B. Arthur?
I didn't know she didn't want to do it.
I've seen a lot about this show. I know. I watched all the behind the scenes. I know it. They wanted, when they were writing the script for the 4th roommate, to be a B. Arthur type. They kept saying a B. Arthur type, and they would go to different women to try to get it. And finally, they said, "Well, let's try to get actually B. Arthur." And she turned him down. Finally, she did it, and they thought it really worked out well with the group. Who they offered it to was, Elaine Stritch.
Famous for being on Broadway.
Broadway actress.
She was on 30 Rock for a time.
Yes. Has died now. She played Alec Baldwin's mother on 30 Rock,
Correct.
I believe. And she's in some Law and Order episodes, too.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
They offered it to her, but she didn't want it. And anyway, B. Arthur finally took it. Dave Aiken just told me a factoid.
They pulled B. Arthur out of some Pet Boys in Tulsa. We want you to come back. We've been looking for a type like you, but we need you. I'm real happy with this job.
No.
Pet Boys.
Leave the coveralls on the hook.
You're trying to wind me up. You're winding me up, and that is not the case. No.
I'm not doing it. I got a guy on the other line about some white walls.
No, you're both trying to wind me up. B. Arthur was, first she did a wonderful turn in Mame on Broadway, okay, in the 50s.
Yeah.
And she was also, I believe she was an airman in the military. Okay.
She was Marine.
She's a Marine. That's right. She was a
She worked
Marine.
on trucks.
Yes, she did.
That's why she went to Pet Boys.
Did a terrific turn with Angela Lansbury in Mame. And then she did Maude, and she said that's the reason she didn't want to do it. She said these sitcoms are so much work. She'd rather do Broadway. She didn't like doing sitcom work, so that she didn't want it.
Well, she did bit work with All in the Family
Yes,
first.
she did that first.
And that's where she was, the Pet Boys on Broadway in Tulsa.
Okay. You trying to wind me up? You're trying to wind me up too. The only one's not trying to. No, the only one's trying to wind me up is Chris Dim, because he knows how close.
Because he's enjoying this.
No,
Well, I'm just going to pick my spot.
he knows.
I'm just waiting.
He knows how close this show is to my heart. All right, this show got me through a lot of hard.
I shaded you when it started and you didn't even notice.
What did you say?
The gender confused young man.
I heard that. That's trying to wind me up too. Golden Girls got me through a lot of tough Saturday nights. All right, I had a lot of hard Saturday nights when I was in high school and college, and
Yeah,
that
I
got
bet
me
you
through.
did.
Lonely boy.
It got me through a lot of Saturday nights, which is when it came on. And my mother and I bonded over it. We love Golden Girls.
Sounds about right.
We loved it.
And Betty White, they were going to give her that Rue McClanahan role of being the flirt
because she played it on Mary Tyler Moore
and the loose,
and then and Rue McClanahan had played sort of the airhead on Mama's Family.
I think the executive producer was also the executive producer the first year of that Golden Girls show
of
Jay Sandrich, and he said,
oh yeah,
he said no, he says she did that. People are going to think that she's from Mary Tyler Moore.
They
so
swapped them.
Get somebody else,
and she played both very well.
And they gave her the freedom, I think, to create that dim-witted person
and
character.
And Rue McClanahan said, I can play this sexy Southern, let me do that. And she really did. Anyhow, Dave Aiken just blew me away. Before he started winding me up, he blew me away off air with a factoid that when Barbara Walters got the job on the Today Show in the late 50s?
I guess it was the 50s when they started having a hostess and got rid of that monkey.
That's right. They said, we're going to get rid of this monkey and we're going to bring in somebody. And they brought in Barbara Walters. Before they got Barbara Walters, they offered the job to Betty White. She could have been on the morning Today Show. Begged her to do it. She still wanted to live in L.A. They were shooting that show, as they do now, in New York. Mm-hmm. And she wouldn't move to New York. And you told me they even said they would.
They put her up in the St. Regis. Mm-hmm. They said, you stay there Sunday through Friday. They said, we'll fly back to L.A. every weekend just to come do the show. Yeah. We'll put you in a suite there.
It's a Ryan Seacrest
Come hostess. They were called hostesses back then.
That's right.
They weren't co-hosts.
Yeah.
And she said she thought about it. And she says, no. Yeah. She said, and then they went off and hired Barbara Walters out of nowhere.
All right. So if Betty White had taken that job, and she said she should have, really. I mean, that's a great job.
They offered it to her. It was hers to take, money and everything.
She could have taken that job and worked on the Today Show from 1950-something to 1995. Never been on the Mary Tyler Moore Show or the Golden Girls, and Barbara Walters may not even be may not have known who she is. Who knows?
Could have been. NBC would have screwed it up along the line and fired her somewhere.
Probably. Yeah, they would have showed her the door for someone younger, but yeah. But then you might not have gotten your shows.
I wouldn't have gotten Golden Girls. That's right. Because once you do that, I don't think you go into sitcom acting. Let's say she had done that 25 years. Doubtful she would have done.
A lot of things happen as accidents.
Isn't that?
She was only supposed to be on Mary Tyler Moore once.
Is that right? The Happy Homemaker?
The Happy Homemaker one time. And they said it was so popular. She was so good at it.
She was.
That they just kept bringing her back. She wasn't on until season after Rhoda had gone.
Yeah, that's right.
Like season 3 or 4.
She was great in that. I think she was on once with Rhoda, and then Rhoda left, and she started becoming more.
And she was a regular.
Yeah. That is a great cast, too, the Mary Tyler Moore Show.
Absolutely.
Phenomenal.
May they all rest.
Yeah, every one of them did.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Every single one of them
did. We are crushing with the younger demos.
Well, he shouldn't have wound me up. That's why.
I want you.
That's why you.
May the entire cast rest.